Hi friends, so today we're going to work on adding details in our stories. Why do you think it's important to add details? Yeah, so we need to make sure we are keeping the reader's attention. We want them to keep reading our stories and be interested in it. So I wrote this chart over here about how good writers add details. So what we can do in our story is talk about how things looked, what the size of it was, what the color, what the shape of it was. How did it feel? So we can talk about how we felt, and we can talk about how whatever we're talking about felt. So if you're talking about buying slime, you can talk about how it was slimy and gooey. Or if you're talking about how you felt, you can say how you were nervous or what it felt like to be nervous. Were there butterflies in your stomach? Then we can talk about how it sounded. If you were walking in somewhere, what did it sound like? Was there a lot of noise? If you were stepping on the floor, was it creaky? We can also talk about how it smelled. So if you're in the middle of cooking your favorite cupcake, did it smell fruity? Did it smell sweet? And then we can also talk about how it tasted. If you're talking about going to a restaurant and you took a big bite of that cheeseburger, how did that taste? Was it sour? Was it yummy? So we can talk about all these things. I also added one more to my chart, and we can talk about dialogue. We can say what the person in our story was talking about, or we can even talk ourselves, and we can add what we said. So my story today says, one day I went to the dentist. Would this make you want to pick it up and read it? Does this sound interesting? Yeah, so I want to talk about the setting. I want to talk about, was it hot outside that day? Why was I going to the dentist? There's a lot of questions I can ask from this story. So whenever you're reading your story, you can even read it to an adult and have them ask you questions about what they want to know more about, just like we do in class with our sharing. So I'm going to change this. What's something that you would change on my story to help it become more interesting? So I see that I wrote one day, but maybe I want to talk about what it was like outside that day. So I'm going to put one stormy day because I remember it being really rainy out. So I'm going to just do a little caret. That's what that's called. And I'm going to put one stormy day. So now it says, one stormy day I went to the dentist. That still doesn't tell me why I went there, or maybe how I felt. Or I could even talk about how it sounded, how the storm sounded. Was it thundering outside? So I'm going to go ahead and put how I felt because I remember feeling really nervous. Have you guys ever felt nervous going to the dentist? Yeah, so I'm going to put one stormy day I went to the dentist. I'm going to put my stomach hurt so bad. I put my stomach hurt so bad, but why did my stomach hurt so bad? I'm going to put how I felt. I was so nervous. And then I'm going to say what I asked. I'm going to say, I asked my mom, do I really have to go in there? Question mark, because I asked a question. So did you notice how